have a seat so that you're about mid-chair. I like to think that my thighs are about midway on the bottom of my chair, and I'm sitting up nice and tall. Find the positioning of your feet, more or less the shins parallel so that the heels are comfortably resting. You're not bending your knees too much, but your feet are flat on the ground. We'll take the palms and place them down on the lap. Draw the shoulders up by your ears. And then just roll them down, but maintain the length of the sides of your waist so that you just created that excellent posture. And then close your eyes. With your eyes closed and your lips closed, just begin to take some breaths. Don't get too caught up in, am I doing this right? Or what is going on? It's just a moment to observe how you're feeling without getting distracted by what your eyes are telling you out in front of you. So nice, slow sips of air coming in through the nostrils. Letting the ribs expand, letting the lungs expand, and then a long, slow exhale without losing that beautiful posture, not sinking down into your seat. And just get that nice buoyancy of breath going. We're gonna get a couple of rounds more going. I'm gonna stop talking just for a second so you can really tune in and pay attention to your own breath. Just about 3 or 4 more breaths. And the next couple of breaths, see if you can just go a little bit deeper, take a little bit longer to fill up. Let the ribs expand, the lungs expand more than they have so far. And then take a little extra time to really empty out. Let's see if you can just squeeze out a last drop of air and do that twice more. And then feel free to keep your eyes closed because the verbal cues are enough for most of us. But if you feel more comfortable with your eyes open, go ahead and do that. And just slowly take your head and turn it to the right and to the left, just like you're shaking it very gently no. So that you're feeling the stretch happening in your neck. You don't have to make this big. If it feels like you have more range of motion, eventually start to add more range of motion. Gonna keep that gesture of turning right and left with your chin, but take it down towards your chest so it's more the back of your neck now is feeling that stretch. Just keep kind of like a pendulum of your chin, side to side motion. You can go slower or faster as you wish. And then keep that motion side to side, start to bring it up gently, back up to neutral position where it's right, head over shoulders. And then we're gonna start to take it up. If this hurts or doesn't feel right, make the motion less, or just simply take your chin and point it up towards the sky. And then eventually, while our chin is pointing up towards your ceiling, pause and just hold yourself in a neutral position. And make a bunch of funny faces here now. We're all looking up at our ceiling, so nobody's looking at your face. Just make a wide open mouth and stick out your tongue and wiggle your nose and maybe blink your eyes really big, wide in surprise. Feel free to cross your eyes or draw little circles or look right and left. But just really get exaggerated in the things that you can do with your face. Since no one's looking, just see if you can get into every little nook and cranny of the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, anything that you can move on your face. Keep doing that. Make sure you get your tongue involved in there, your lips involved, your nose, your eyelids, even your eyebrows for another moment longer. And then just softly seal those lips back up to nice natural positioning and bring your chin back up into a neutral position. And then we're gonna tilt our ear to shoulder, right side and left side. And just like any muscle, it takes some time to warm things up. So have a little grace for yourself and let your body just be how it is now and let it become what it's going to become without forcing things. Just like a little tick-tock side to side. And then eventually we're going to land so that the right ear ends up just leaning to the right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. And then you can take your right hand if you want and let it rest on the side of your forehead. That might apply too much pressure where you feel something severe or intense. We're not looking for severe or intense on any of these postures, just that little level of tension where you feel a stretch and that you can breathe deep, full breaths while you're there. You know, if your mind gets a little frustrated or you get antsy to get out of the posture and move, that means you pushed yourself too far. And we don't want to go there. We want to ease in. So slowly, you've got time that we're sitting in these poses that you can always add a little bit more. It's like toothpaste. When you squeeze out too much toothpaste from the tube, you can't put it back in. So just squeeze out a little bit and a little bit, a little bit as your body begins to respond to more. Fantastic. Your hand is on your head, remove it, and let's just bring our head up to neutral as the hand goes back into the lap. Go back to the side movement before we hit that other side. Just a little tick-tock. So we'll be doing a little bit of this today where we do a bit of movement and then we'll hold. And then we'll do a bit of movement and then we'll hold the stretch. End up on that left side when you get there and let it sit for a second. And just because you put your hand on your head on the other side doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good thing to do on this side. So if you put it up there and you realize, yikes, that's a bit too much, take it back and put it on your lap. And then breathing. And then letting is that operative word, letting your body receive the stretch, move it a little bit more into it if it feels natural, and then, you know, deciding where you can apply some more pressure. Just taking a nice deep fluid breath. And then beautiful, let your hand come back to rest in your lap. Bring your head up into a neutral position. Let's take some shoulder rolls. Just roll them up and around and back down. And exaggerate that. You can visualize what your arm bone looks like in your shoulder joint. Just see that arm bone just rolling around in a giant circle. And get a little higher up and then a little lower down. And then repeat it in the other direction. Circle them back and up and around. That's it. Nice. Beautiful. And then on this last one, just go a little bit bigger up and around and then relax. And on an inhale, circle your arms slowly up towards the ceiling. Palms touch. And then this gesture of gratitude when we bring our hands down to the heart center. Do that on an exhale. Awesome. Hold on to the bottom of your chair with your right hand. And let's return that left arm straight up overhead. And then plant your feet so you're stable in your seat as you start to lean over to the right. You know, just like that toothpaste analogy, give yourself a little moment to feel stable and then reach a little farther. And if you feel comfortable enough, let your right arm reach towards the ground so it's not holding onto your chair bottom or your chair leg. And just make sure you feel comfortable enough you're not going to fall off your chair. Plant those feet to help secure those anchors. Take one more big breath. And then just reach that left arm back up to the ceiling. And circle it down to the left side of your chair. Right arm goes up. You can hold the chair bottom or your chair leg, whatever is accessible. Ease on into that stretch over here to the left side. Letting that whole right side body of your body start to awaken. And then if you're comfortable enough to let the left arm point towards the ground and just stretching your arms apart here basically. Take a nice big breath. And then we're just going to go back and forth. Lower your right arm, raise your left arm, and like leaves in the wind, just blow over to the right side and then circle and blow over to the left side. Excellent. We're going to add breath here now. Inhale, you come up. Exhale, you get the bend. Inhale, you come up. Exhale, you get the bend. Let's do two more each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, looks really great. Exhale, last one. See if you can get your arms farther apart from each other. Up we go and over. And then the last one up and over here. And then back to both arms up on an inhale. Touch those palms. Grateful for this movement. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Great. Reach around with your right hand. Grab the back of your chair and use your left arm to roll across your thigh, holding onto your leg. That's it. I see some of you already looking over that right shoulder. If your neck likes that, go for it. But you're using both of your arms. Try not to let your left hip come forward. So stay seated on your butt. And it's just the spine that gets the twist. So good look over that right shoulder. Sitting up nice and tall. The neck is long. You're breathing those deep breaths into your lungs. And then we're going to let go. Take your time getting to the other side. Reach around with your left arm to grab the back of the chair, your right arm to grab that outer left thigh. Sit up tall in your seat. Draw the shoulder blades down, looking over your left shoulder. So wherever you can possibly have a taller spine, just work for that. And then the twist happens after the spine is tall. Breathing, nice deep breath into all of that. And then just like the side bends, we'll take the twist where we just go side to side. So let your arms swing across, grab a quick back of your chair and your leg, swing it back the other way. So not really stopping, just the moment to get to position and then let go, keep going. You can go at a little slower pace than I am or a faster pace if that makes sense. But what I want to remind you is that you want to lift and hold your abdominal muscles a little bit in. That supports your spine bones so that when we're turning side to side, there's support for those bones. They don't get out of position and cause some damage to yourself. Those look pretty good. Let's get one more on each side. Make sure you're breathing along the way. And then as we've been doing, facing forward once you finish, arms sweep up, inhale. Touch the palms to the heart, exhale. Stretch your arms straight out sideways, like you're stop signing your hands. You're flipping your wrists up and then press those arms away. You're gonna bend the elbows and just press the arms away. Press them away. And I'm flexing my wrists so much that I can actually feel like the nerves of my forearms kind of activating. Take 4 more of those. 3, those look wonderful. 2, and then this last one, hold it. Make it like you're holding onto a giant doorknob with each hand, and let's rotate those doorknobs. Let the shoulder heads roll forward, roll back, roll forward as much as they can, roll back, roll forward and back. Good. 4 more of those. 3 more of those. 2 and 1. Last time where the palms are up now, and you can let your hands just open into a palm, and then we're just going to kiss the palms over the head and lower the arms down halfway. Yeah, sorry. Just up and down, straight up and down. Shoulders should start to feel like they're getting a little workout now. So if you need to rest your arms at any point, you just let your hands rest in your lap. Join the class when you're ready. We all have to work at our own level. Can't expect you to work at the same level as me or anyone else that you might see on your screen. Good. Last 2. Last 1. This time when the arms come down, go all the way down, 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 down to your lap. And then we'll alternate some shoulder rolls. Let's loosen up those shoulders a little bit more. Nice. Taking them in the different direction, forward. See if you can get your rib cage to kind of lift and lower. All righty. Back to those arms. Here we go. Arms are going to go out wide. Turn your palms upward. Tap your shoulders and hold those shoulders like you're making muscles. And then we're going to point our elbows towards each other and then open them out. And then let's just keep going with that. So that key element of yoga is not just moving your body and stretching your body, but breathing while you move. So exhale when your elbows come in, inhale when they go out. So you take your breath and you pace it with the movement. If you want to move slower, you're going to breathe slower. If you want to move faster, you're going to breathe faster, but try to keep that breath going through your nose. 4 more. 3. 2. Nice job. Last one, holding the elbows out wide and back to swimming, backstroke with the elbows. So you got to turn your ribs a little bit. So I have to do it a lot so I don't bump my chair. But see if you can just like you're turning right and circling back, turning left and circling back. Really nice job, everybody. And then we're going to finish it going forward, like we're doing the crawl stroke, swimming forward. Turn your ribs, turn your shoulders. Nice. And if you're paying really close attention, you might kind of hear some crackly, crunchy things going on in your spine and in your torso. That's fascia and that's connective tissue. It's really great to awaken that up. And then just like we've been doing, finish it out and take your both arms straight up to the sky, inhaling. Palms touching, hands to the heart, this one. Awesome. Hands can go in your lap, and we're gonna move into the legs a little bit. So with your feet underneath your heels, roll into the balls of your feet so that your heels are off the ground. For me, I'm gonna walk my feet back a little bit so it just feels more, my shins are more vertical and I can really lift my heels as high as possible. And we're gonna slowly tap both heels at the same time. So tap and then lift, tap and then lift. When you're doing that, you're engaging your calf muscle. So that ball muscle, you want it to kind of tighten and then tap, tighten and then tap. As high up as you can. We're working into the arches of the feet, the metatarsals, getting into some of the connective tissue there. And we're slowly going to start to build the pace of that tap. So begin to tap, 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 and then you can go as fast as you want so that you start to feel your thighs jiggling, basically. Tap, 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 tap. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Pause, close your eyes. If you're feeling a little buzzing sensation in your body, that's so natural. That's that energizing. The meridian channels of our body are just awakening. And then you can open up your eyes and we'll do one heel at a time. So raise the ball of the heel of one foot, right or left, doesn't matter. And as it's going down, lift the other one. And then switch them. And then switch them. And then switch them. Yes. And if anybody needs a little more, they feel like they want to work a little harder, you're just going to hold your arms overhead. That just gives a little more to the cardiovascular benefit of having to exert yourself a little harder. And then we're going to do this one faster again as well. So just tick, tap, heels down, 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 and get them going really fast so that they're just like you're rumbling. A quick little jog. I don't know if you, but I can hear a little tappity tap in my house. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Touch your palms if they're up there. Hands to the heart. Rest them in your lap. Those palms. Close your eyes. Again, feel that nice buzzing sensation. Take a breath. And then we'll open the eyes. Scooch back so that you have a little more of your bum and legs on the chair. And we'll start all holding the chair, and you can decide if you don't need to use your arms anymore. But we're just going to lift the right knee. Just try to lift it up and put it down. And then the other side. So some of you might feel like sitting farther back in your chair is restrictive and you want to actually not have as much of your legs on the chair as I recommended. So then you just scoot yourself a little closer up and you'll be able to lift your knee higher into your chest if you do that. So using your arms to hold your seat, stabilizing, just lifting that knee as high as you can. Yep, I see some people making adjustments. That's really good. You want to keep checking in and finding your own range of motion. And if that feels like that's not really too bad, I can do this pretty easily. I'm going to try doing it with my hands on my hips. So that now I'm really forcing my abdominals to support me just a little bit more since I don't have those arms holding me in place to stabilize me. Keep going. Nice. Go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then get yourself to get your right knee up and then clasp your hands behind that knee and pull it up into your chest, any degree you want. And then just see if you can kiss it. Just bring your head down towards your knee and then bring it up and do that a few more times. Down and up, and maybe say a little thank you, knee, as you do that. Thank you, knee. I know I criticize you a lot, but you really do a lot for me, so thank you. A couple more of those. Last one. Place it down on the ground, grab that other knee, use your hands behind that thigh, lift it up, sit up tall, pull it way up into your chest. You can let the foot just dangle freely and then give it a go over here. You might find it's very different. Many of us are certainly asymmetrical beings. So we have a tighter hip, tighter shoulders, maybe the lower back. Just see if you can kiss your knee with your forehead or your nose or your chin. That's it, rounding in. 2 more. And then last one. And then placing that foot down. We'll go back to the feet and then we'll come back to the legs. Hands on your lap. Now you're gonna have your heels underneath your knees, but walk them a little bit more forward so you can pick up your toes. So the only thing on the ground is your heels. That's called flexion. You're flexing your ankles. And just like we did lifting the heels, tap your front of your toes. So now we're activating the shin muscles. You've ever heard of shin splints? These are good muscles. This is a good exercise to activate that area, strengthen that area. You want to really pull your toes towards your shins as hard as you can, and then start to pick up your pace any degree you can, so that you're tap, 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 tap. Good. I can see the heads bobbing with the feet, so that's good. You're getting a good rhythm for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, feel that sensation. And then we're going to do the alternating. So you'll lift your right foot, the heel stays down. And then as the right foot taps down, the left one. And then just this little tap of your feet, alternating the top of your foot pressing down and up. And then on your own time, begin to pick up your pace so that you are tapping your feet to music. Tap, 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 tap. As fast or as slow as you can manage. You'll feel a little burn happening in your shin. As long as it's not, excruciating or painful. Little burn on our muscles is good. Just knowing the difference between pain and just effort. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just simply hold, close your eyes, feel that sensation, let your body recover. Excellent. And then we're going to go back to lifting our legs. So if you moved your seat and you need to go back further, you need to come up further, you can adjust along the way. Let's practice this first one with our arms holding the bottom of the chair to make sure you feel comfortable and stable. It's basically a little 2-step kick. So you're going to lift your right knee, kick your leg, bend the knee, put it down, changing legs. Left knee up, give it a kick, re-bend it, put it down. Think karate chop. In, so it's a forceful kick, hold it back in, place it down. Knee up, leg out, knee in, leg down. Maybe you can do this with your hands on your hips. And if you find that you start to feel like your bum is slipping around on your chair and you don't feel safe, hold on to your chair. Keep going. Press. So as these things get to be a little more strenuous, little cardiovascular, really focus on the breathing. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. In, out, in, out. Keep it going. Let's get 4 more total, so 2 each leg. Nice. 1 more each side if you can, and you're going to rest whenever you need to. Last one. And then we'll pick up the right leg again, clasping underneath the knee, and then open and close the knee, like a door hinge, like a book. And then if you can, change your grip so that you're just holding it with your right hand and your left hand goes to your waist. So you might find you get more range of motion. Just opening the hip out and back, out and back, out and back. Excellent. Both hands again underneath the thigh. Pull it up just like we did this last time, getting it close up, and then use your left hand to find your foot and place the ankle on top of your left knee. So this number 4, figure 4 is the name of this pose. Sometimes moving your left foot a little bit more into the center is a little more friendly for your thigh bones to rotate open. Gonna grab your knee with your left hand, reach for the back of your chair with your right, a little bit of a twist. Don't jam or cram, just see if you can turn your shoulders to the right. Take a deep breath. And it will come out of that twist. Right hand holds onto your right foot. Left hand holds onto the back of your chair. Twist the other direction. One more breath. And then we'll face forward. And then just hands can rest on your foot and on your knee or on your lap, and see if you can fold forward any degree. And I didn't mention it, can't quite see everybody's legs, but if this is not a possibility for you, you could sit cross-legged and just do the stretch like that. So find something where you can feel that your body on that right glute, your bum muscle is getting a stretch, your inner right thigh. We've got this figure 4, and just resting your head, tuck your chin towards your neck, towards your chest, and just let the back of your head dangle free. We'll take a bunch of breath here. This is an excellent stretch for your hips, your lower back. So we'll stay here for a little while. Just let gravity do the work. Instead of pushing yourself to your leg, let yourself just kind of be there. Take one more full breath. And then we'll lift ourselves up. Now do cross your thighs. So your left leg is gonna have to move a little bit to the center. And then with your hands, just slide your hands down your legs and see if you can get closer to your ankles, or just fold all the way over your thigh. Maybe your forehead can rest on your knee, or you're just hanging here. Just hang, literally hang and breathe. Grab one more full breath. And then use your arms any way you need to climb back up and pull yourself upright to a seat. Excellent. Remove your right leg off your mat, off your thigh. Separate your feet so that you're in position here. We're gonna go back to the kick knee situation, but we'll start with the left one. Grab your chair, or if you know you're good to go, put your hands on your hips. Start with your left knee up, karate chop, knee, put it down. Right one, press. And you have the option just to lift your knees, alternating your knees if the extended leg is just not working for you today. And then make sure you're breathing. I would rather you just sit on your chair and do no movement and breathe deep breaths. Honestly, you'd get more benefit from that than if you were labor breathing or holding your breath. Nice job, everyone. Looks good. Keep going. Smooth out the breath. Maybe you move a little slower so you can really drink that air in. We'll take one more each side. Once you finish the right side again, grab a hold of that left leg at the back. Pull it up and towards your chest. Nice. We're going to open and close the knee. Just open and close the hip, really, is what's happening. And then if you can just keep holding the knee with only your left hand, your right hand can go to your waist or hold the bottom of your chair. Because you're just opening and closing. Nice. Beautiful. And then keep the leg in the air. Use your right hand to catch a hold of your ankle and place it on top of your left knee. And then you've got that figure 4 now. If that's not working, maybe this side is a little tight and you can't cross the ankle, you cross your thighs. So sit up nice and tall, reach around with your left hand and grab just the back of your chair, and your right hand can go to your left knee, and then turn yourself a little bit to the left. Just holding and breathing. One more nice deep full breath. Keep your legs, come back to pointing forward. Use your left hand to hold onto your left foot, your arch of your heel, or wherever you can touch. Your right hand goes to the back of the right chair side there, and you're looking to the right now. Nice deep breaths. And then we'll back to facing forward. And this is where you take your time, maybe moving your right leg a little bit into the middle is helpful. See if you can fold over that leg any degree. Don't force anything. Just even if you just tucked your chin and let those shoulders round so that your back shoulder blades are expanding when you take those nice inhales. Slow down your breath, fill up your lungs, let your body receive a stretch. Take one more inhale here. And then carefully bringing yourself up when you're done exhaling, crossing your thighs. So moving that right leg a little bit more to the left so the thighs can, and then just reach down for your legs and start sliding down. Maybe you can hold on to the ankle or just let your arms dangle freely. Perhaps your head can touch something. And just let that back, low back spine, feel that stretch. Taking one more full breath. And then use your arms if you need to help lift yourself upright, fully upright. And we'll get one more little section here on our seats before we move to standing up a little bit. Get close to the edge of your mat and open up your knees so it would look like a squat or a straddle. And then take your right elbow and lean on that right thigh. And maybe you can reach down and grab your leg a little bit, but definitely push your arm against your knee, not on top of the thigh, but against it. So you're pushing your knee open a little bit. Look over your left shoulder and then stretch your left arm back. And then really try to reach the difference between pushing your right knee open with your right arm, stretching your left arm back. So if there's a nice sort of diagonal line. On an inhale, reach as high as you can. On the exhale, left arm reaches down and just kind of taps your right arm at the wrist, at the elbow, wherever you can. Open up again on an inhale. And then reach it down on the exhale. We're doing this, let's do 4 more times. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold it down. Try to relax your toes. Make sure we're not gripping your feet. Just focus on the movement itself. We've got 2 more. The inhale is when you open and lift. The exhale is when it's a contraction, so you're exhaling and emptying. Last time. Finish that, press down, and then reach it all the way up, higher, higher, higher if you can. And then like we did in the very beginning of our class, reach both arms up over your head to come out. It's a lot of core. Nice. Touch palms, bring them to the heart. And then we'll do the left side. So get your left arm to kind of brace up against your thigh. Maybe you can hold on with your hand, the little bit of the lower leg. Turn and look to the right. So you want to turn your shoulders and your waist. Then take your time opening that arm up. And then think about stretching your right arm as far away from your left knee as you can. Take an inhale and lift as high as you can. The exhale, reach down and try to tap something on your left arm. Inhale, open it up. 5 more. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Here's the last tap down. Last reach up. Reach it a little bit more. Maybe you can lean back a little bit. Engage your core. Plant your feet, both arms overhead. Come up and up and up out of it. Touch your palms. Hands to your heart. Excellent. Now put both of your hands on your inner knees, or maybe you can go to your elbows. We're just going to stay pointing forward. Using your arms to pry your legs open. And then just kind of walk, dip your shoulders side to side. If you can see me in the camera, just turn a shoulder down and the other shoulder down so that you're doing a little twist while you're in this motion. And then eventually come to stillness where you're prying your legs open. Press a little bit of weight into the outer edges of your feet. You can change the angle of your feet. And just leaning as far forward as you can. Make sure you feel stable enough that you're not going to fall off your chair. And you may stay here, or maybe some of you can get your fingertips on the ground. You might have to scoot your butt back a little bit, but Try that if that works. Don't force yourself if it seems like a struggle. Bow your chin towards your chest no matter what you're doing and let your head just dangle freely. Deep full breaths here. And then we're going to climb up, get your hands on your legs one at a time. Sit yourself upright. Fantastic, everybody. Walk those feet back so that they're out in front of you. We're gonna get prepared to do some standing and seating. So use the chair hand, push off your chair as you need to. And if you're not gonna do the standing, you decide you're not gonna do that today, you can do just the arm movement, okay? So get yourself seated comfortably. Take a nice fluid breath. And then if you need to use your hands to push yourself up, come to a stand. If you're not standing, you can just add your arms up, everybody arms up. And then do what's called a cactus arm. You bend your elbows, and then you straighten your elbows. And then you bend your elbows, and then you straighten your elbows. If you're standing, when you bend your elbows, maybe you bend your knees a little bit, and then straighten up, and go elbows, and straighten up. And let's do 4. Straighten up. 3. Straighten up. 2. Straighten up. Here's the last one for now. Down and up. Good. If you're gonna sit down, bring your arms by your sides, and then you can look at your chair or get yourself back to seated just for a second, because we're gonna stand up again. And if you're not interested in getting up and down, you can stay up. Or you can stay down. Here we go. Stand up again. Arms up overhead. Cactus arms for 4. 1 of them. Up. 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. Beautiful. Now take your right arm, reach it down. We're making it a side bend. And then swing it over to the left side, side bend. And then both hands behind your head, elbows out, lean back, open up your chest. If you're seated in your chair, you can reach around and just grab your arms behind your chair back. If you're standing, just reach around and grab either your opposite elbows or your wrists or interlace your hands, but just pull those arms open up your chest. Take a breath. Beautiful. Release your arms. Get ready to sit down one more time and stand up one more time. If you're not interested, stay standing or stay seated. Let's do it. Come on up. Arms up overhead. Forgot to mention, but if you want to do those knee bends on the cactus, we're doing 2 of them. Bend the knees if you want and straighten them. Just 2. 1 more. And then straighten them. Good. Now the side bend. Right arm goes down. Take that nice deep stretch to the side. And then come on up, other side. Good, come on up. Take the arms behind your back and either hold those arms and stretch your chest open. And then we'll add 1 more arm stretch here. Bring yourself up, open up these arms, and then take your right one across and take your left one and hook it. And then this right arm is straight-ish. You don't have to bend it a lot. Straighten it though. And then pull it over to the left. And just do a little side-to-side motion. Nice. And then we'll open up these arms nice and wide. And do the other side. Left arm crosses over. Your right one hooks it. And then once you got it, just give it that little motion. Nice. Finish out this little sequence with 1 more movement. Both arms out. Go back to hands behind your head. And this time a little twist. Just turn to the right. And turn to the left. And then back to center. Arms overhead, everybody. Stay standing if you are. Catch your palms, all of us. Good. So we're going to get that down dog in while we're standing. You're going to walk around to the back of your chair if you're standing. And some people arrive late, so maybe you aren't standing. You can stay seated in your chair, and you would raise your arms up overhead if you're not standing up. Those of us who are in the chair, I'll show what we're doing first, if you haven't done this with me before. Your hands are on the back of the chair and you walk yourself back so that you can stretch your arms out fully and drop your head down and push your butt back. Knees are a little bit bent. If you're seated, your arms are up and you're just gonna reach out in front of you and go all the way down to the ground. So you'll be stretching your back that way. We're all just sitting here and breathing into this. This is downward facing dog variation with a chair. Amazing pose for your body. Really can get that spine to extend and take some nice deep drinks of air in and out. We'll do 3 of these. Here's our first one. And then look at your chair back, put some bend in your knees and walk yourself up to the edge of the chair. Just take a nice big breath, circle the arms up over your head, I'll face you so you can see me, and then just circle the arms down. And we'll do our second one. Grab the back of your chair, walk back. See if you can get a little more extension. If you're folding over your legs, your arms are just up, they'll stretch forward and bring your fingertips down towards the ground and in a fold that way. You can stay right there. If you're in this version where you're in a downward dog, see if you can bend your right knee and bring your heel towards your butt, and then your left one. And then just play with that, a couple of those back and forth. One more each if you're doing that. And then keeping your feet on the ground, taking one more full breath. Really push your hips back, try to get more extension of your spine. Look out where your hands are, where the chair is, and just walk yourself up to it. Once you're standing upright and you can remove your arms, one more time, circle them up. And then circle them down, grab that chair back or fold over your thighs. Here's our last one, everybody. Nice, good down dog, breathe, breathe, breathe. You can try kicking your heels towards your butt again, or maybe you just pick up the straight leg behind you and put it down. And then the other one, kind of like you're just doing a real slow little donkey kick here. Just keep going if you're doing that. Take your time. Place that foot deliberately. If you're doing this, take one more each side. We'll hold down dog, everybody. One more breath. Looking at where those hands are so you can walk yourself up to the back of your chair. One more time, circle those arms over your head. And we'll touch the palms and bring the hands to the heart. Nice. Let's have a seat. We are just about done. Let's just take a moment to feel the effects of our yoga practice. Seated on your chair just where we started. This time, palms up on your lap. And just relax the palms. Close your eyes. Slow down some breath here a little bit. And we'll just finish with one more movement. You can open up your eyes, reach around for the back of your chair with your right hand, grab your left thigh. We did this before already. Try to grab your right thigh with your left hand. And now keep holding your hand up against your right leg and stretch your right arm to the ceiling and then face me and then lean away. This is a little deeper version. And then a big sweep of that right arm up to bring it all the way down. And we'll do the other side. Reach around, grab the back of your chair, get your right arm, brace it across your left thigh, take that nice twist. And then let's reach the left arm up to the ceiling, turn and face front, and tip to your right side. And then circling that left arm way up and around. And here's our last little motion. Taking your palms out in front of you, interlace your palms, turn them inside out. I'm gonna turn sideways just so you can see what I'm doing with my spine, but you stay where you are. And so a cat pose is when you round your back, really tuck your chin, and you're just trying to open up your back body as big as you can. And then cow pose is where you try to arch your back. So you try to pull your arms over your head and even pinch your shoulder blades together. Look up if your neck lets you. And we'll do a few of those. Exhale when you go to cat. Inhale when you go to cow. Exhale when you go to cat. Move slow so you can feel your shoulders getting a good stretch. Inhale, cow. And this is our last one, everybody. Cat. And then cow. Stay upright with those arms. Just release them. And one more time, touching the palms. Bringing the hands to the heart. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.